All right. I noticed that um, they might be playing with my notifications. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box. If you want to book a reading, if you need products, it's all in the description box. If you have a question and you need to locate my email address, it is in the description box. Please read. I'm not going to help you locate anything that has already been located for you. The description box has everything you need. My mailing address is all there, okay? To join the membership is there. Thank you to everybody tuning in, whether on the playback or on the live. I just wanted to wait a few more moments. Um, Thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Giving me a thumbs up is a type of support. I'm grateful for everybody thumbsing me up. I was gonna come on here yesterday. Oh, hey everybody. I was going to I was going to do my live yesterday, and then I got tired. I got extremely tired. Let me go through the roll call. This to me is going to be an important. Can y'all hear me well? Am I clear? Can y'all hear me clear? Am I muffled? Let me know if I need to adjust the settings of how I'm sounding. All right, Bluebell. Hey, Levette. Leezy, how you doing? 7 grams. How are you, sweetheart? That's Boo Bear. Baha, Bahama, Bahamas gal. Bahamas gal. How are you? Special shout out to my Mystic Manifestors and my moderators. April Child, how are you? Nicole, how are you? Special shout out to my Epic Mystic Manifesting member, Sweet Pea. D from the D. Special shout out to my moderating member. Matthew Lopez, how are you? Sherilyn, how are you? Trina, hey. Nicole, how are you? Listen, I'm saying hi to everybody. Jess, how are you? I wanted to come on my live yesterday, but by the time I had time to come on my live, y'all was tired. I was done. I was done. Let's get these likes up. I want to talk about the energies that are surrounding us. I'm not talking about any other the energies of celebrityisms. That should not come up today. My prayer is that if it has to come up, may it just be spirit making a point and then getting away from it. That's not what I want to focus on. That's not what the focal point of this video is. What I want to stress, and I want to stress this again, that I have been doing with the other videos concerning the solar eclipses energy, the solar eclipses, and I'm using more than one because right now we're in between eclipses. We had the lunar eclipse toward the end of March, and then now we have the upcoming solar eclipse that's going to complete the X across America. Listen, the nations are under judgment. These things have to happen. It has to happen. Hey, love is key. Shout out to my Mystic Manifestor there. Again, everything you need to know about me is in the description box. I really want to put this out there. to a lot of us. The energy of chaos and anxiety is going to be at an all-time high. Eclipse energy has a tendency to do that. However, it's under my knowledge that we are under a Mercury retrograde right now. I don't want to lie. Give me a minute. Yeah. So Mercury retrograde started April 1st, and it won't be done until the cusp of Taurus on April 24th. Mercury has also retrograded in Aries. This is where you feel that chaos energy, that anxiety energy. Mercury is a planet of communication. I'm saying these things for people who are new to this channel. For those of you who are not new to this channel and is definitely not new to astrology, what I'm telling y'all is resonating because you already know this. But not everybody is where we need to be. Great risings, Victoria. Hey, Candace. Happy birthday, Victoria. Yeah, I went from being the Mystic Circle to Order of the Mystic Healers, and um, I know there's a lot of people saying that they've been looking for me, and um, I'm glad you found me. All right. Hey, Miss Dana, how are you? Um, all right. No judgment. I'm taking my time. I'm taking my time with this. I don't want to rush my words. I'm sending energy to all of us, myself first and included. I did it before I came on this live. Um, I had a shedding session earlier where I had to cry and get some things out. You're going to be shedding, saints. This is the time where you're going to be shedding. For those of you, I do want to address this. I don't know who this is for, but whoever it resonates for, I'm giving you grace and compassion in advance. Some of you have or is undergoing a test of the mental pliability. What I mean by that is, or plasticity, right? What I mean is, you're being, I don't want to use the word tested. I feel like that's being overused in the spiritual community. Your thoughts of if you've made the right decision to spiritually walk a certain walk, those of you who have been feeling like um, you may be damned, or you may have made the wrong decisions, or you was duped or bamboozled, I want you to understand that you're shedding right now. I have to remind myself that this God, whatever we call God, the Most High, love, the universe, I have to respect y'all wherever you are. Um, I have to remind myself that when I look outside my window and I see the beauty in nature that's outside, when I see these mountains or I see lakes, or I'm looking outside, there is not, listen to me, there is no way that God would have wanted to be boxed. I am not saying that God is for the lewd behavior that is in the world. God is not for pedophilia. God is not for all of this wicked stuff that is happening. But let me explain something to y'all. If you know, and I'm especially talking about people who are Christians, because I for whatever reason, I'm getting a lot of trolls that are Christians. And for me to just use those two words in the same sentence It's contradictory. Because if you are a Christian and you're watching me and you are a trolling me, that should be going against your moral compass. The last thing you should be is a Christian troll. Your job as a Christian is to spread love. You're supposed to be spreading forgiveness and love. With that being said, some of us are going to be bombarded with intrusive thoughts that we've made the wrong decision. There are atheists right now who are second guessing if they made the right decision to go into Christianity or go into the Muslim faith or go into any type of faith. Let me explain something to you. Whatever you believe in should lead you to two things: loving people, and loving yourself, which is one and the same, and love, period, across the board as humanity, as a global take of things. It should lead you to love. Anything you believe, if it leads you to the chaotic energy of hurting and harming people that are um, innocent, leading you to do things to put other people in danger, if you are not adding to the solution and you're part of the problem, that's not God. That's not the Most High. Now, I will say this. There is a such thing called necessary evil. In order for, this is just what it is, in order for certain things to be proven true, evil has to be the opponent. So you have to ask yourself, if the God of the Bible did not permit evil to run rapid as it has been, what would have been proven? What would have been the tool to be used to prove that this God of love exists? Something evil had to be opposing. So right now what we're seeing is Matthew 24 come to pass. Earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars, famines and diseases. But do not be alarmed, for the end is not yet near. You got to be firm in knowing that the decision that you made for you is best for you. If you had to leave something to go into something else, that's what's best for you. That is what's best for you. And you just got to know that, and you're going to have to stand on that. So to deal with, I'm just, again, these different things that I'm coming to bring to y'all, just to help us all have a peace of mind. Because listen, this solar eclipse energy is the introduction to what's going to be, it just a little bit, is going to be extremely intense. And the energies are only going to get intense from here. I told y'all April is a significant month. We've already started April with shit just blazing. It's only going to get intense from here. Make sure you have your belief system set in something that is, I'm saying, bigger than you. Your foundation needs to be made sure at this time. Sorry, y'all. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. It was on her birthday as well. Just because you don't just because you don't go to church don't mean you evil. I was reading the comments, just making sure everything is going good with these trolls coming in and stuff like that. I made a video last month that said New York City, you're up next. New York, New Jersey, and Philly got hit. Um, what bridge? What city and state was that bridge in? Was that Baltimore Bridge? What bridge was that? Baltimore. If you notice, and I want y'all to hear me and hear me well. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for being here today. Guide and guard my mind and my lips. Thank you. Thank you. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, right? That's the Star Spangled Banners guy. Am I correct? The 13 colonies, if you're noticing, the 13 colony states are being affected right now. Now, mind you, I just typed in 13 colonies. I accidentally put 14. Let's see what the 13 colonies are. All right? Let's go through with it. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Are those the 13 colonies? Let's do the original map of the 13 colonies. We want to make sure. The foundation that America was built on is crumbling. That bloodshed and slavery. The 13 colonies were located in North America and were controlled by Great Britain. This is by on blog.prepscholar.com. The original 13 colonies. Massachusetts, known as the New England colonies. The first one established was Plymouth, Massachusetts, by the Pilgrims. Many major events happened in Massachusetts. Boston Massacre, the Boston Tea Party, the battles of Bunker Hill, the Battle of Concord Hill, and the Battle of Lexington. You have Rhode Island. This is where your plantations were. I just want y'all, listen to me. We're going somewhere here. I need my moderators to be on point, please. I'm not going to be able to look at the comments because I'm reading this. Rhode Island is where your first plantations were. He had introduced Stephen Hopkins in 1774, 2 years before the Declaration of Independence, had introduced a bill in Rhode Island that prohibited the importation of slaves into the colony. It became the first anti-slavery law in the colonies. Now remember, it prohibited the importation of slaves. I'm wondering, did it prohibit the creation of slaves that were already on that land before they got there, which means prisoners of war? Connecticut. This was a Dutch colony. It was settled by the Dutch, but it became a colony for the British. This is where the Puritans come in. This is where soldiers, Connecticut was used for soldiers that participated in the Revolutionary War. The name, it's named after the English country Hampshire. New Hampshire is named after the country Hampshire. All right. Then we have the middle colonies, what you call the mid-Atlantic. All right. In between Hampshire and New York. This was, watch this. This is important. I'm breaking down something here. If y'all are saying something that y'all want me to view or see, hold your comments until I'm paying attention, because I want y'all to talk with me. All right? And I don't want to overlook what y'all are saying. I'm going we breaking this down. 2121 was on the deck. On the clock here. 2121. It's my second time today seeing this. 2121. We're gonna get into that. Maybe I need to get into it on my own. I don't know. New York was the major battleground for the Revolutionary War. Please forgive me if I stutter a bit or get caught up on my words. I'm not gonna blame it on Mercury retrograde. This is one of the reasons why my speech is slow right now. I am a very sensitive vessel, and yes, I am sensitive to Mercury retrogrades. That's just my cosmic makeup. But I don't want to blame it on it, even though I do know it's affecting me. But just please be patient with me. New York was a major battleground during the Revolutionary War. General George Washington, when George Washington was the president, and he turned it to the general. So when the president is sitting on the seat, he's the president. But when when the state is at war, I forgot what the title of the president turns into. It's a war title. But anyway, General George Washington, the army was fighting in 1783. So this is after the Declaration of Independence. Okay? The Dutch was the so-called first colonizers of New York, the Dutch. Then England won it because of the Anglo War that they went up against, right? So this is two different, listen, this is not, just hold on. This was two different sets of Caucasians. All right? The British and the Dutch Anglos, like Anglo-Saxons, these were two different sets of Caucasians here. Okay? That fought for New York. And the British won it. After the British won New York, they were the ones who established the energy there. Okay? Then, when the British won it, then that's when they went up against the Americans. And then that's when the Americans was able to colonize New York. Okay? This was the 1783, the aftermath. Reason why I'm staying on New York is because that is battleground energy. And let me say this. The natural disasters is just going to be ramping up. Okay? There are many battlegrounds in different parts of America. Yes. This was the major battleground when it came to the 13 colonies, the establishment and settlement of the Corporation of the United States of America. Watch this, it being taken away from the originators of the land, colonized and then put here. So the things that are happening to New York is going to be pivotal. Because, watch this, Babylon was constructed there. The word Babylon not from Babel, not the Tower of Babel. Okay? Not Tower of Babel. Babylon in this time became, and I looked this up, I've researched this. Baby London. Okay? This was to help strengthen the matriarchy or the patriarchy of England. The settlement, watch this, the settlement of taking the crown from the true house of Jacob, Jacob, Judah. So when the queen sat on the seat, it was solidified through bloodshed. Let's go to the next one, New Jersey. New Jersey was split into two. You had East Jersey and then you had West Jersey. This is where General George Washington and his army also was able to camp there in Jersey. This is why it's called George Washington Bridge. If you never been to New York or Jersey and had to go to New York from New Jersey or had to go to New Jersey from New York, you know that you would have to cross over the JWB, the GWB. I've been to New York several times. I've been to New Jersey, so I know that that bridge is there. Entering into New York from Jersey, you would most likely use the George Washington Bridge. This is one of the reasons why that bridge is named after George Washington, because of this Revolutionary War. Okay? Pennsylvania. A British Quaker founded Pennsylvania. This is where politics and economics became extremely important. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, this is a triangle energy here. New York as the pinnacle, New Jersey as the right, left, or left leg, and then you have Pennsylvania as the right or left leg, depending on how you're looking at how it's standing. Of course, over time, the economical and political arena was thus moved to DC. But Pennsylvania is where it was held. I know I'm saying a lot of y'all, shout out to y'all that's representing these states, because I know y'all want to do them shout outs so bad. I know. I love my East Coast people. The Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution was signed in Pennsylvania. The Liberty Bell, I believe, is still in Pennsylvania, right? 29:29 on the clock, which equals to 11:11. I want y'all to come back. Let's just pause here. We got Delaware and the rest of them, okay? I'm talking about the northern colonies right now. Delaware is the last northern colony left that will okay, because Delaware became the first state to ratify the Constitution was Delaware. It was created and signed in Pennsylvania. A contract, a contractual agreement was created. The energy of that, of what they wanted that contractual agreement to um, carry out over the time that it was valid, was transferred into that contractual agreement. A set of men signed it. With each signature, the contract became more and more of a living entity. And then I believe at the hand of Benjamin Franklin's last signature, it then solidified and brought validity to that contract that we know as the Declaration of Independence in the United States Constitution. It is very, very important that we understand the type of energy that was conjured into these documents. And the reason why I say this is because, if I'm not mistaken, the Declaration of Independence, and I'm going to look it up right now, I believe it starts off to say, in order to form a more perfect union, because we had to learn this when I was a kid. And remember, this was, I may be getting that mixed up with something else. I'm going to read this, okay? I want y'all to understand what's happening here. There's parts of this Declaration of Independence that's important, and I want to get it correct. I don't want to tell y'all no foolery. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. Let's stop right there. You ready? The unanimous declaration. Unanimous means unified voice. It's not everybody's in agreement. They're declaring it vocally, of the 13 states of America. So we are already right there. This is only to the 13 states of America. 13 in the beginning. This applies to 13 states. The foundation of whoredom, of greed, tyranny, and all other types of things rest in these 13 states. When in the course of human events, and I'm saying that on purpose, because we know that there's other certain rules that clarify other people as 3/5 human. So they're talking about themselves now. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume the powers of the earth, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident. So let's stop right here. This right here is being used to set precedents of the energy that's going to carry the rest of America. I just, listen, follow me. It becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God and of nature's God, as if to say God has a separate, there's a nature, there's a God for nature that's separate from them. Entitled them a decent respect to the opinions, not facts, opinions of mankind, requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Then it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This thing says that all men are created equal. But remember, we read in the beginning, in that first sentence, it said, when in the course of human events. Who's clarified human according to these people? Remember, they made this. They created this. I want y'all to pay attention to the 13 colonies this year. For the next 5 to 7 years. Pay attention to the energy. And it says, among these rights, there's certain rights that you can't contend, because according to their creator, now watch this. These people are acknowledging that they're different people from different star seeds, so they may have different type of things that apply to them that may not apply to us. That may not. I know this sounds strange, right? But I'm telling you what this. Listen. Pause. Time out. We're coming to a time where your government is no longer going to be able to hide truths. Yes, you're right. You said, remember, this was written with a feather by candlelight. We need to write some new shit. Hey, I'm with you. We the people, in order to form, that's the preamble to the U.S. Constitution. So that's also the other place that we're talking about in Pennsylvania, right? We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Just by this preamble alone, we as the people who do not agree with tyranny from our own government, hold them in contempt of court and bring them under subjection to this preamble. Justice has not been established. We do not have domestic tranquility. There is not a common defense. We are looked at as racist when we want to close our borders so that we can secure our country. You're promoting the general welfare of who? There's a lot of homeless people out here. I don't like to see it. Whose welfare is being promoted here? And then it says, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves. See, they were already thinking about themselves first. Can you blame them? You can't. And then it says, and our posterity. Posterity just means future generations of people. The future generations. Then it says, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now you have to wonder, was this for the corporation or was this for the country? Because it's two different. It's under the corporation because they're using corporal language. That's the U.S. Constitution, the preamble to the United States Constitution. Now let's get back to this Declaration of Independence. Remember, it says, inalienable. I wanted to make sure I said that right. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their and they're not created equal. That they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So they're saying that you have a right to life, you have a right to liberty, and then you have the right to pursue happiness. Now they can't tell you what happiness is because that's an individual thing. Remember, liberty is the state of being free within a society. Liberty is freedom from oppression. Freedom itself equals sovereignty. But to say liberty means that you're not oppressed. You following me here? You're not supposed to be oppressed by people's ways of life, views of life, behavior, political, economical. But are we living in that time where we are free from this? Are we living in a time where we actually have liberty? No, we don't. Then it says to secure these rights. Watch this. In order to secure these rights, including the right of life, including the right of liberty, including the right to pursue happiness, in order to secure these rights, governments with an S. Hey, Brandy, governments with an S are instituted, put in place among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. I'm going to say this again. I want you to hear, listen. What we are seeing, this is why I'm telling y'all, don't get afraid. The energy that is happening with this eclipse, I've been saying this for years. When I researched the Mayan and the Aztecan ways of life, they said this and they made this abundantly clear, even in other cultures. Eclipse seasons were feared because it meant the destruction of kingdoms. This is a judgment. This is the season of judgment. I pray. Listen, when I heard about these earthquakes yesterday, all I could do was send out just energy of love and protection. I knew this ritual that I felt the need to do this ritual and to focus on protection first and then prosperity, because prosperity is more than money. Prosperity is peace of mind. Prosperity is safety. Prosperity is liberty. And I know y'all hear me because y'all got me. I know y'all with me. But look, watch this. We have cried out for far too long. We have cried out to our voice. Listen, our voices at this time spiritually is hoarse. Help. It's been too many revivals. It's been too many sessions where Buddhist monks and different people who are for peace and love got together and just did meditations, mass meditations. We have been crying out to the source for too long for nothing to happen. And so what we're seeing is the alignment of the destruction of the powers that have kept us out of liberty, making it hard for us to pursue happiness, and making sure that even though we had a right to life, but that they would be able to puppeteer us through every step of the way. Listen to me. How blessed are you under the sound of my voice to be living at this time, to see the prophetic words come to pass. What they call that? Prophecies being fulfilled. Your ancestors past wanting to see the moment that you are living in right now. I send love to all of us who are dealing with anxiety at this time. Y'all know I don't have to stop being transparent. I'm transparent right now. Y'all, I'm going through the same thing. I am battling anxiety because I can feel it. But I know, watch this. I know to keep in the front of my mind, oh, that God, Most High, thank you, that as all of this stuff break away, as all of this stuff drops and crumbles, and they got to give an account to how they treated us for these 500, however many years this was. Because 2026 is going to be a monster. Not for us. As I see this crumbling, we have to form a more perfect union. Listen, I got to go back. It's saying that all of these rights that's given, the right to life, the right to pursue liberty, and the right to pursue happiness, that to secure these rights, governments with an S are instituted amongst men, not by men, but amongst them. That's wordplay. Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Listen, I want you to repeat after me. I revoke any and all powers that I and my ancestors have ever given these illegitimate and corrupted governments. I now relinquish my rights and my consent from any and all government facilities that operated against my well-being. I promise you, you will see the effects of what we just said. This government, listen to me, before November hits, this government is going to be in so much shambles, they're not going to know how to even enter the door. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I can feel my heart. I can feel so much energy right now. Just people crying out, the living, those who have passed on. I can feel the need, the thirst, the hunger for justice. This is not a game. This is not a game. We have to, listen, in order to fully dismantle this matrix as we know it, and really this it's not dismantling of this matrix. A womb, you can't stay pregnant forever. You must give birth. God, this energy is heavy. You must give birth. And in order for you to give birth, your water got to break. The indication of labor has to be ensued by the busting of the water bag. Let me just tell y'all this. Where we are going, where we are right now, the water has bust. These are birth pains. As we move through the birth canal to be birthed into a new energy, it's going to take some adjusting, okay? Um, some in some places of America, this is going to force people to have to get community back together again. It says governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed. So we just took back our power. We no longer consent to these governments and secret societies ruling over us. We take our power back, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, which they have. So now we're calling them under judgment. We're bringing them to court, spiritual court, and we are requesting that they be brought under charges, under world government charges. Because now, in the eyes of the people, we have been underneath a destructive government. It is the right of the people to alter or abolish and to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, aka wisdom, indeed will indicate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. Can't change. They don't want you to change it. And accordingly, all experience have shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. They're telling you, listen to me. They just said that people are so stupid that they need something to rule over them. This is what they just said in so many words. They're saying, but look, watch this. We're giving the people the right to change and come up against the government if indeed the government becomes a tyrant. But using wisdom, if governments have been established, they trying to say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't change it for light or transient causes. This is what they're saying. Meaning, something. Don't change this long-term government thing for a short-term issue, right? Something that ain't gonna last long, because they're saying, as shown, mankind is more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. They're saying that. They're like, we had to do this, we had to come up with this, because they can't handle themselves. Your government felt like you needed to be puppeteered. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies. And such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present king of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. Now they were saying, this is us. This is us making sure y'all understand we don't want nothing to do with Britain. They were saying Britain was being tyrannical. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. Then it talks. Then it goes. About he has refused. He has forbidden. He has called, and it goes into the he has spill. You can read that on your own. It's a lot that's in there. I wanted to read that first um, thing because that was important. These 13 colonies have to go under the microscope. The rest of America has already been judged. I want y'all, we take back our power for not just us, but our kids and those who came before us. The War of 1812, I want y'all to hear this. The War of 1812 was against the United Kingdom and America. This is when the United States declared war on Britain. This is what gave the United States, apparently, this was the war that gave the United States, solidified her as a superpower. This war of 1812, energy is trying to come back in another form. WW3 is with technology. It's not gunpowder, grenades, and bullets, and swords, and horses, and military uniforms. It's not going to be them camped out at night in the woods and in the wilderness eating rations by a campfire, boiling water to make sure it's drinkable. WW3 is with technology. The water is extremely important right now. The seas, water, oceans, bodies of water is extremely important right now. It has been said that the first forms of life of insects came from the sea first. Majority of our animals, mammals, um, and really all of us, if you really want to look at it, because if you're born of a woman and you're in a womb, the womb is considered the water mass, and out of the sea comes a child. So really, we're all aquatic creatures. Um, we're all in that energy to be aquatic creatures. Look this up real fast. So be mindful and be guarded. Hello to everybody coming in. Be mindful, be guarded. The solar eclipse of April 8th, 2024 will be total in a narrow path from Mexico to the Canadian Maritimes and partial to the Northwest and Southwest. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to read that. Personal transformation and healing is in this eclipse. But what I want to say is this: make sure that your heart, majority of who you are, is solidified, because after this eclipse, that's you're going to be solidified in your energy. Okay, not saying that things can't change, you can't grow, you can't this, you can't that. We're on an ever learning journey. What I am saying is you're getting ready to see a lot of people lose their minds a bit more. It's going to be more chaotic. People are going to be maneuvering like zombies. What I mean by that, I'm talking about like Walking Dead type of stuff. You're gonna see people. Listen, you're you know what mindless behavior is? Mindless behavior. People who are just, they're not using their mind. You could tell they just chaotic for no reason. We're gonna start seeing a lot of this. It's gonna get a little bit more intense before it gets better. All right, and it's happening under Aries. So the solidification of the ram's sacrifice is solidified as of the 8th, because the ram is a sacrificial animal. And according to most uh, teachings of astrology, it is said that Aries is the oldest zodiac sign. The mantra for Aries is I am. I am that I am. So people who have been, and I do mean godless. When I say godless, I'm talking about immorality running rapid. Again, the innocent being, hurt, all this other stuff, moving around like you ain't got an answer to nothing or nobody. It's going to be proven that there is something bigger than us. All right. I want to open up the floor to see what y'all got to say. If you are feeling like you have been deprived of sleep, or you feeling like you've been groggy and you have to sleep a lot, do what your body is telling you to do. These can be ascension upgrades. These also can be protective measures. Okay? If you are feeling anxious, breathe through it. We all gotta. I know I'm having to be on myself like that. Boo Bear is on me as well. Breathing. Slowing your mind down. Like Boo Bear told me, he said he gotta move. He trained himself to move slow. You know, because when you're always in a rush, that helps anxiety, the spirit of anxiety. Reaching for things slowly, doing things slowly. Right now is a time to earth and ground if you can. Yes, the god of war. The god of war. Aries is definitely the god of war, aka Mars energy. Feeling like you're battling things within yourself. That is normal at this time. Eclipse, and especially when you're in between eclipses, eclipse energy is gonna make you battle things within yourself, because it's helping you to become solidified in the person that you need to become to be your highest self. If you put that energy out there that you want to be on your highest timeline, you want to be on your best timeline, you want to be your best self, this energy right now is helping you to align to that. Accidents, I don't want to just say car accidents, but I will also say accidents, yeah, clumsiness, butterfingers, picking stuff up and then, drop, or bumping into stuff. Right now is the time, and let me just say this. Pack like you, right now at this time, you are going to have to move in a light energy. I am talking to myself as I'm talking to y'all. Moving in a lighter energy just means making sure that your mind is not boggled down by a bunch of shit. Even if you know you got stuff you need to handle, if it's 30 days from now, if it's 60 days from now, if it's 90 days from now, if it's 120 days from now, listen, you're going to have to get it in your mind that I'm going to be able to do that at another time. Right now, I need to take the next 7 days from now, the next 7 days to just focus on what is immediate, what deserves my immediate response, what is in my full control right now, and what deserves my immediate response. If you know there's something you need to turn in Monday and you need to solidify it over the weekend, just deal with that. But make sure you have a balance where you can unplug, breathe. If you can't go outside because it's cold and it's still snowing or whatever, make sure you create an environment within your home to where you can just, for some of you, this is going to sound contradictory, but hold on to what I'm getting ready to say. For some of you, going in nature right now may not be sufficient. If leaving out of your house is going to help you reset, do it. You may need to go to a movie. You may need to, uh, hell, go to the park. If there's something you need to indulge, I know I'm overdue for a pedicure. If, you know, whatever you need to indulge in, do it. Okay? That's going to give you a peace of mind at this time. I'm not saying go in and just be reckless and do whatever you want. But what I am saying is at this time, or you can do whatever you want, but there's consequences. At this time, you're going to have to get yourself in a peaceful arena. The energy needs to be like this. It needs to be peaceful. All right. I am going to, and again, my my ritual is going on. If y'all want to get on the ritual, go ahead, get in on it. If y'all have not gotten in on the ritual yet, let me see what y'all saying. I have slowed my body down. Yeah, you have to slow your body down. Congratulations to anyone who have done that work. The work is nothing you can't. It's nothing you can do now for those who have not. Yes, and I want to say this. I want to say this. The sister Merging Timelines said something. She was like, it's not meant for us right now. Listen, this Diddy stuff is whatever. It's fine that we're able to see all of this stuff happening. It's a lot of people that's receiving justice. But let me just say this. Boo Bear said something to me. Right now, it's time to start putting the shofars down. It's time to start putting the trumpets. There's nothing else for us as a people to blow. If the people have not done the work already, that's on them. Now it's time that we start moving in another direction. I myself, this channel is getting ready to reflect the direction in which we as a whole, as a collective body who has done the work, is getting ready to move. Listen, I can't cater to you in a karmic energy. I'm not in a karmic energy. Listen, if you come in to get a reading from me and you in karmic energy and you don't like what you hear, that's on you. That's on you. I am not responsible for how you feel because I'm not catering to your karmic energy. Me catering to your karmic energy was me being in a people-pleasing energy years ago. I'm no longer in there. We all have to come up. And if you don't come up, you shouldn't be coming to me. Those of you who have done the work or is wanting to do that work and you're still there, this is what we're here for. We're coming up. But right now, as a whole, we are dismantling the energies that we didn't even know that had this precedence over us. We no longer consent to a government that is not helping its own people. We don't consent to this. We don't consent to it. So it's our right to contest and overthrow and put a new system in place. The new system needs to be for the people and by the people. It was never by the people. The people didn't do it. These so-called founding fathers created this shit. This wasn't from us. And I'm doing my best to start working on my. I don't want to be cussing all the time, so you know. Mm, I'm about to get out of here. Um, I want us to have a positive outlook on what's happening next. If you know for a fact you are not a part of this evil takedown, shakedown, takedown, there's nothing you need to worry about. Okay? You've been super tired, sleepy, and your asthma been acting up. Sending love and light to you. Let's all go slow. Boo Bear tells me that all the time. Give yourself grace. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. And I'm grateful that he's in my life because you need somebody to slow you down and say, hey, look, you overthinking. And I want to be transparent to help y'all. I'm not being transparent for people to beat up on me. I'm being transparent so y'all can see that y'all are not the only ones who are dealing with certain things. Um, every day I have to walk with myself. Because anybody can tell me anything and it'd be good advice. But I'm going to have to walk it out. So every day I got to walk with myself so that I can gather, okay, you know what, Jessica? You need to be more graceful with yourself because you just beat yourself up 20 minutes ago. Forgive yourself and move on. I'm also learning how to let certain things go. Okay? But it's we're gonna have to start training ourselves in the times to come. We're gonna have to start training ourselves now for the times to come to not take things personal because people are gonna be acting like, excuse my Francais, they're gonna be acting like assholes. And we're gonna have to learn how to not take this all personal. Um, at at the bottom of the deck, and I shuffled these cards before I came on here. This says, Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. And before I came on here, I heard Jessica just use this day, use your weekend to be playful. Just be playful. It's okay. Have fun, right? This armadillo spirit came out, and it says set healthy boundaries. Again, people from your past that you had to cut off, including family. I'm feeling a very strong energy on third house and family, four house foundation family. It's gonna be family members that you've had to cut off that's gonna be trying to come back into your life. You're gonna have to know if they didn't do the work and they ain't trying to heal, you're gonna have to know, like, I can't open that door back up. I can't afford to open that door back up. And then the fox spirit is here, right? Think on your feet. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's an energy that is I felt the energy of displacement. I don't know what may be getting ready to come. I don't know how far into the future it is or how near in the future it is to us. But there's going to be something that is going to happen that's going to cause a certain amount of people to be displaced. In the event that is happening, know that this is for your highest good. Believe it or not, it's for your highest good. And at the top of the deck, chameleon spirit. Act as if. Y'all, even if y'all don't feel like y'all are at y'all best, you need to act as if. Okay? With the solidification of the fox spirit, thinking on your feet is the whale card. See, water is very significant at this time. Trust the great mystery, because that's what we got to do. This one wanted to pop out, so I'm going to take her, the nightingale spirit. Love is all around, and love is definitely all around. Let's immerse ourselves into some music. Let's feel good. Whatever we got to do to feel good. And then we have the wombat spirit that is clarifying the armadillo spirit that says set boundaries. The wombat spirit is here, and it is saying be at home. Be at home. Set healthy boundaries and be at home. Be at home with you. What makes you feel comfortable? What makes you feel at peace? What gives you rest? It's time to start sitting at that. I just want to put this up there, and whoever agrees can join me. I thank you, Most High God, and all of the spiritual energies that has brought me and those like me this far. At this time, in this place, we put our trust in you. We put our trust in you, and we ask that you not just only have your way, but help us to walk this journey. The things we need to understand and know, give it to us in a simple way for us to understand and implement to where it will turn into wisdom. And the things that we don't need to know and we need to trust in the mystery of trusting that y'all are guiding our footsteps, help us to trust all the more. I pronounce peace, protection, and prosperity on all of us under the sound of my voice. And if you ain't got right, may you get right. Um, and those of you who are continuing to do the work, may this journey get easier and easier. May we approach the land of milk and honey. Those who deserve it, those who were last, like me, now you are first. May we eat good of the land, and may we do good with the blessings that is coming toward us. Also to help ourselves, but also to help those who are in need of our help, and that we can discern the difference between a lie and the truth, so we know who to help and who not to help. Other than that, grace to us all, compassion to us all. Help us this April with our discernment. Help us with our intuition. Help us teach us how to move this April, how to maneuver, and what to do this year in the years to come. We leave it in your hands. That's it. That's all we can do. Ouch and amen to me too, sis. You ain't by yourself, Miss Sassy. I say ouch and amen as well. It is so. I love y'all. Be safe. Be easy. And if you are feeling emotions and intensities like me, be graceful to yourself. Um, this is you're shedding. We're shedding. Tears comes to cleanse. I don't like being vulnerable like this when when the tears want to come out, but this is what it is. This is what it is, and I have to let them flow. So I love y'all. Be safe. Let's talk in the comment section below. Remember, check out the description box. And I love y'all. Everybody's shipments have been shipped, so please be expecting your orders in the mail. Much love to y'all. Oneness. Mm-mm.